Paddington friends. I'm so glad you came back today for another story. We're going to read another good spring book. It has a flower in it. It's called The Digger and the Flower by Joseph Kuefler. Joseph is the author and the illustrator, so he wrote all of the words and drew all of the pictures. The Digger and the Flower. It was morning, and the big trucks were ready to work. "Let's hoist," said Crane. "Let's push," said Dozer. "Let's dig," said Digger. Oh, they all do different jobs, don't they? Together, they built tall buildings for working. They built roads for driving and bridges for crossing. They built and built until the loud whistle blew. "Phew, I'm beat," said Crane. "Me too," said Dozer. The other big trucks took a break, but Digger did not. He had found something in the rubble. Let's take a closer look. Do you see what Digger found? "Hello there," he said. The flower was tiny, but it was beautiful. Every day while the other big trucks built, Digger visited the flower. He watered it when its leaves looked dry. He shielded it on windy days. And just before he switched off for the night, Digger sang the flower a bedtime song. The flower grew, but the city grew too. Soon every space had been filled. Every space but one. I bet you can see that one space around the flower. "We need to put a building here," said Crane. Dozer started his engine. And before Digger could stop him, Dozer blew a big puff of smoke and cut the flower down. That's kind of sad, isn't it? Digger's really sad. He even has some tears. Then the other big trucks went back to work, but Digger did not. When the smoke cleared, Digger saw something in the rubble. Oh, do you see those? What could those be? "You're right, you knew what those were. Little seeds," he said. He scooped them up and drove. He drove past the tall buildings, past the farthest house on the farthest street. He drove to a place no big truck had ever been. Look at those beautiful green trees and those nice hills and mountains. What do you think Digger's going to do? I think you have a good idea. There, Digger stopped. He dug and he scooped and he tucked the seeds into the warm earth. Every day, Digger cared for the seeds. He watered them when their leaves looked dry. He shielded them on windy days, just like he did for the flower. And just before he switched off for the night, Digger sang the flowers a bedtime song. Look at how many flowers he grew. 1, 2, 3 flowers now. Oh, and look, even close to the city, it looks like there are more flowers from the seeds. Oh, what a nice book. Reading that book made me want to go out into my garden. So I did that this morning. And then I thought, don't really want to pick the flowers that I have because I enjoy them in my garden, but maybe I could make some flowers. So I looked all around my house And I found some extra muffin papers and cupcake papers that we had. Little ones and some big ones left over from a birthday party. And I found my green scrap paper and I made a flower that I can give to somebody. I just glued them all together and even made a leaf. I used this nice circle shape and a half circle shape, and I had a big rectangle for the stem. And then I thought, we have so much scrap paper in my house that with my daughter, we tore it up into little pieces and we made another flower, all the petals and the stem. And she even wanted to write the word flower. And then my other daughter decided, because we had so many flowers in our garden, but we didn't want to pick them, that we would just make a chart that had all the flowers. So she drew the ones that she could see, and then we made little tally marks to count how many we had. We had 9 of the purple, with 0 blue ones left because the squirrels ate them. 2 red flowers, and 2 yellow flowers growing. So you could do that too. You could even take a walk on your block or maybe go to the park and see how many flowers you can find. Thanks so much for listening today, friends. I'll see you again soon.